Welcome, 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 welcome. What's up, everybody? How y'all feeling today? My name is Oye's son, and today I'm gonna introduce y'all to a very, very, very cool person. This is like one of the coolest people that I know. He's my friend. He has helped me out in more ways than one. Several ways. I got a couple of people that I say they help save my life, and this is one of them, right? A lot of people know I don't co-sign a lot of people. He over there getting his, Dr. Nartey, you look fine. You look fine. You don't even have to worry. I am Oye's son. I'm Team Taurus, Atlanta, Georgia. Will you please let them know who you are and what's your zodiac sign and what city and state are you hailing from today? Dr. Nartey, where are you from? Tell them, introduce yourself, tell them your zodiac sign, and tell them what city and state you are.
Well, you know my zodiac sign, so I will let that introduction be yours. But I'm originally from Ghana, West Africa.
Okay.
And I migrated here. I'm now a U.S. citizen, and I'm doing a lot for the United States and for the world.
You are. That right there is that's official tissue right there. So I'm gonna co-sign all of that. I met Dr. Nartey back in 2012, and it's just been wonderful ever since. It's been wonderful ever since, and that's why I wanted to bring him on today and have this conversation about navigating the COVID-19 pandemic. So Dr. Nartey knows, everybody knows I'm a strategist, all right, and I like to go and consult with other generals about strategy when it comes to the community and the family. And so please press 2 if you have shared this video on Facebook, or if you are on YouTube, you are going to please share the video. Thank you so much. And on Instagram as well. I see we got Team Taurus in the Bronx, Team Capricorn in Atlanta, Team Taurus in Atlanta, and somebody wants us, please speak more on vegetarians being sick. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to the vegetarians. We're going to get to that today. Don't worry, okay? But first off, I'm Team Taurus, Dr. Nartey's Team Gemini, and as normal, we're going to always start off with prayer. So just take a nice big inhale through the nose. Abdul Kurtat for Latat, Wabazon, Gamma Farragon, Shilel Kalum. We are in the love of all, and all love is in us. We are a part of all, and all is a part of us. We are one with all, and all is one with us. We can succeed as a part of all and fail as individuals, and we can be all that we wish in all, as long as our wish is to stay in all. We are never alone. All is, we are. All can, we can. All does, we do. Istanjay, Elaku. All right. Dr. Nartey, I want to start a whole lot of places. Please let people know, as a founder of Symptometry, originator of root cause therapeutics, Dr. Maxwell Nartey helps the willing free themselves from diseases and dependency. Originally an author with a master's degree in linguistics, Dr. Maxwell Nartey's interest in health grew after being trained as an EKG and echocardiography technician. He first studied postgraduate homeopathy at the British Institute of Homoeopathy before earning a doctorate in natural health at Clayton College Natural Health in the United States. After 15 years of healing research and practice, Dr. Nartey formulated scientific eating to help cure diseases and earned a second doctorate from the American School of Symptometry in symptometric science. Since then, he has also authored several books to help family caregivers and working adults in the areas of nutrition, women's health, family planning, and aging gracefully. I'd like to also add in there that he is also a spiritual master. He don't advertise that, but his knowledge of the metaphysics on the other side of spirituality is, it's way up there. Let me just say that. Today, in addition to providing private health services through Symptometry headquarters, Dr. Nartey leads public health discussions on disease prevention and serves as professor of symptometric science at the American School of Symptometry, 501c3. Please visit www.symptometry.com to learn more. I will be letting everybody see where you will be able to visit that. There it is, symptometry.com. Dr. Nartey, thank you for coming on today, and how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And thank you for inviting me.
Man, listen, it was wonderful how we got to this point. Yesterday, I called you to tell you, no, day before yesterday, I called you to tell you thank you, because I'm not coughing. I don't have any symptoms. I'm feeling wonderful. And you said, of course you are. Why did you say, of course you are?
Well, because you have been following symptometry. You have been patronizing symptometry since 2012. And you know that symptometry focuses on the living cells. We don't do pharmaceutical drugs. We focus on the living cells. And this is the basic difference between what we do and what physicians do. And if you focus on the living cells, you know how to nourish the cells, you know how to protect the cells, you know how to remove garbage from the cells. I wouldn't doubt that you would vanquish the coronavirus. So I wasn't worried about you one bit, just like you will not be worried about me.
No, I won't. And I'm gonna give you an example. So we're gonna make this interview. One thing about Dr. Nartey, he makes it very simple, and he has also taught me to write like I'm writing for an 8th grader. So today we're going to refer to this coronavirus as a bully. You know what a bully is, Dr. Nartey?
Yes.
And bullies bully you when you have something that they want, right?
Yes.
And but if you don't have what the bully wants, the bully won't bully you, right?
That's correct.
But the bully got to live too. He's still a human, I mean, still a living organism, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so what I just told y'all is the virus is a bully. The virus is a living organism. And the virus needs to survive as well. Just like all of you need to survive by eating something, the virus survives by eating something. Is that right, Dr. Nartey?
That is correct. We are all biological existences, so we gravitate towards our food sources.
Because if we don't eat, what happens, Dr. Nartey?
You'll die.
We'll die.
And that's it.
Okay, so now this bully comes over. Let's say the bully likes cereal, right? And if you don't have cereal at your house, then the bully is not going to stay at your house. He's going to go next door, which is another
That is
person.
correct.
But if he gets to the next house and he sees that you got cereal, he coming in there, ain't he, Dr. Nartey?
That is correct. This is why viruses they operate at 2 stages. Stage 1 is exploration. They are exploratory. And then stage 2 is infection. People tend to confuse exploration with infection, and this is wrong. Even if you test positive for the coronavirus, that is not the end of the world. The virus is there to explore, to make sure that, okay, all right, I am in this body now. All right, will I find what I want? So he'll be on patrol. He'll be moving from your shoulder to your colon, to your liver, and so on and so forth. If he does not find something, it will commit suicide. It will die. But if he finds something, it will carve a niche in your body and transform your body into a certain part of your body into a fortress. It's going to fortify itself so that no one can remove it easily. They will have to fight to pull it out of there. This is how viruses are.
That sounds just like a bully, Dr. Nartey. You sound like you just described a bully. The bully coming to your house. The bully coming to your house, find something to eat, make itself at home. It looked around first, and then it made itself at home, and then it fortified, and then it said, I ain't going nowhere easily. You're gonna have to put me, you ain't gonna just put me out. And now so would it be safe to say that in this pandemic, the coronavirus has an attitude right now in the houses of many people?
That is correct, because it is finding its growth factors. It has to replicate because its life is very short. It must have babies called progenies. It must have babies to continue the cycle. And the only way for the virus to continue the cycle is to have abundant growth factors. And if you continue to give them these growth factors, they are not going anywhere. Instead, they will multiply and multiply and multiply. And what they do is, after feeding themselves, they release their toxic waste, their poison into your bloodstream. It is after billions of them have released toxins into your bloodstream that your blood will be poisoned. And that is where people suffer from viremia. Viremia means poisoning of blood by viral toxins. So the coronavirus does not kill a person right away. It is the wrong treatment that follows the diagnosis that ends up killing the person.
So you can get the diagnosis, but then you give them the wrong treatment. So you're telling me that in the treatment, someone could not know how to treat it because they are still giving the coronavirus more growth factors, or what I call cereal. They're feeding the bully more cereal.
That is correct. When a person is diagnosed with the virus, the standard procedure is to quarantine the person. Either you are quarantined or you self-quarantine yourself. Okay? Now, the question is this: what are you eating when you are being quarantined? What are you eating? Are you eating the growth factors of the coronavirus? If you are eating the growth factors of the coronavirus, I don't think you will be around for too long, because it will keep replicating, having millions and millions of babies, and they will all be poisoning your blood, and they will be circulating everywhere, into your eye, into your nose, into your mouth, into your liver, in different parts of your body. And if you go to a doctor who chases symptoms, they will say, okay, your liver has collapsed. Oh, you have a lung problem. You have a heart problem. Well, it's the same poison. It's the same poison that is circulating throughout the whole body. So stop chasing the symptom. Remove the source of the symptom, and the person will survive. This is how many people were able to beat the odds, and they survived the coronavirus attack.
Why are some individuals vulnerable to the coronavirus? You kind of touched on it a little bit, but now I want you to go even further. Why would, now listen, if you told me a bully was coming and he wanted cereal, and all I gotta do is take the cereal out of my house, but I tell you, oh, but I love cereal, can't we do something else? And you say, no, just take the cereal out and the bully will pass you by, or the bully will die. What would you say if I want to continue eating, or is that going to make me vulnerable because I keep having growth factors? And what are some of the growth factors?
All right. The coronavirus is just like one of the other cold viruses. You've heard that before, and I'm here to emphasize that.
Yes.
The other cold viruses don't share the growth factors of the coronavirus. The coronavirus is unique in the sense that it is only after carbonic acid. And how do you get carbonic acid into your body in order to become a magnet for the coronavirus? Well, look around. Look at what people eat. What do they have for lunch? Potato chips and a soda. Do you call this food? Potato chips, a whole bag of potato chips and a soda. All right. I don't want to mention the soda because, well, I don't want to put people out of business, but any carbonated beverage is supplying carbon dioxide to your body. Carbon dioxide combines with water to produce carbonic acid. This is how you produce the growth factor for the coronavirus.
Wait, what? Okay, so one question right there. One question. So simple interpretation, you're telling me that the pandemic is because the coronavirus is at a carbonic acid buffet? You telling me all these people have a buffet of carbonic?
That is correct. That is correct. Because, well, watch them. Okay. They drink champagne. They drink sparkling beverages. Sparkling. They don't know that there's too much carbon dioxide in there. They eat ice cream. Okay. So I'm not here to put people out of business, but I have to stress where the growth factors of the coronavirus are. People beat the coronavirus. People are able to survive the coronavirus attack. Why? Because when they are self-quarantined, they do not indulge in the foods that will turn into carbonic acid. People lead a very simple life. I've heard people say that, oh, well, blacks and browns are being disproportionately affected. Therefore, there's some racism going on. This has nothing to do with racism. This has nothing to do with racism. I am black. I'm not white. But there is something I know that others do not know. And this is knowing the growth factors of each virus. The herpes virus has its growth factors. Herpes 1 has its growth factors. Herpes 2 has its growth factors. The coronavirus and hepatitis, the various strands, the various varieties of hepatitis and influenza, they have the growth factors. Don't give them the growth factor. Don't just study virology. At American School of Symptometry, after studying virology, we do something else. We study the growth factors of the various viruses. That is the difference between what we do and what others do. You can study microbiology. You will never know the growth factors of the various viruses unless you come to the American School of Symptometry. This is why we have done something special. We have written syllabuses. We have written books in order to educate people differently.
Do you have cases of wait, before I get to that, when is the coronavirus the deadliest?
The coronavirus is deadliest when there is a lot of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And you will know this by the barometric pressure or the atmospheric pressure. And this is between December and April, when there is more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. After May, June, July, there is less carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And this is when the poison of the coronavirus is less deadly, is less toxic. More people will survive the coronavirus attacks after April, after May. But between December and April, this is what you have to do. Stay away from the growth factors of the coronavirus. And it runs in cycles. It will not happen in 2021. It's going to happen a few years later when the level of carbon dioxide is much higher. This is what you must know about applied virology, where you study the growth factors and the cycles of the different viruses.
Do you have a package for someone who has symptoms, or a person, if the coronavirus has gotten inside of someone, can you help them, yes or no, with symptometry?
Yes, but first you have to test positive for the coronavirus. You have to test positive because some of the symptoms that the coronavirus produces are similar to the symptoms of influenza. Okay, they are similar to the symptoms of the rhinovirus. So, what are we treating? What are we treating? We do not want to treat a person who has the wrong disease. This is where we work in tandem as a team with the physicians who have the equipment to do the diagnosis, the testing. We want to see some paperwork. All right, that's a positive for coronavirus. All right, we know what to do. And this is what we have been doing.
Now,
and they are not dead.
Let's say somebody has been diagnosed with the coronavirus and you just are walking by and you're looking at their paperwork and they've been diagnosed with the coronavirus and you see somebody walking in the room giving them a cup of ice. How are you going to react?
Well, I would say, oh Lord, it looks like this man is going to meet his maker or her maker. It's over. Ice cream, ice, you give it to somebody who has the coronavirus, it is over. The battle is going to be very, very tough because this virus is only there in an exploratory capacity. And now you have unloaded tons of its growth factors. It will thank you forever for doing what it did not expect.
So one of the growth factors that creates carbonic acid in the human body that will feed and make the coronavirus have more children is ice.
That is correct. You see people who chew ice. You see people, they are pregnant women, even they are pregnant women who suffer from pica, who chew ice. And when we do pregnancy management at American School of Symptometry, when we do pregnancy management, we try to find out those who have pica, and then we try to help them, and we clear their pica.
Do you have grandchildren?
Yes, I have grandchildren, and one of them is now 12 years old, and I delivered, and not that I did not deliver her, but I did pregnancy management for my daughter, and all my children, all my grandchildren went through the symptomatic pregnancy management, and they are all superlatively healthy.
Will you let your granddaughter, because you're a grandfather, so sometimes you got to babysit. You know how to babysit.
And I do that, and I know. Yes.
And what if your grandchild says, "Papa, I want some ice"? Can she have ice?
No, she will not have ice. And first of all, I would take her to my refrigerator, and I'll open the top door, and then I will show them that, you see, there's no ice here. So we don't have ice in this house. So if you don't have ice in this house, you go to someone else's house, please don't ask for ice.
What about ice water? Do you recommend ice water to anybody?
I don't recommend ice water. I treat many cancer patients and some who are too far advanced. And when I see that they crave ice water, I said, it's over. I cannot take over this case. It's too late. Ice water is not good.
Ice cream, because some people got a sweet tooth. So what about ice cream?
We have treatment for that. We have treatment for sweet tooth. We have treatment for that. And if you crave ice cream, I will tell you that you are going down a very dangerous and slippery path, especially with this pandemic going on. I don't think that's a good idea. Address the source of this problem. Which is a digestive problem. You are not producing certain enzymes. And come to symptometry, we will help you to produce specific enzymes.
Wait. Okay, so now okay, so we got to educate people. What's the importance of enzymes? Why do I need enzymes? I thought I could just eat my vegetables, Dr. Nartey, and just stop eating meat and just eat everything green and make smoothies and I'll be fine. No, nobody is talking about enzymes, and then here you come talking about enzymes. Now, what you talking about, Mr. Doctor? You know what I'm saying, Mr. Microbiologist? What you mean enzymes? Why are enzymes important to me?
Well, I don't blame people who have been railroaded. I don't blame them. There is one person I blame. One person. He died thousands of years ago. I blame him for misleading the world. That man is Hippocrates. He was teaching that let your food be your medicine, let your medicine be your food. And these are stuck with mankind until today. And symptometry is doing its best to reverse course. Wow. Look at what thousands of years of damage have done to the human race. And now we are trying to correct it. It is an uphill battle, and it is not easy. Enzymes, when you eat food, you have to produce two different kinds of enzymes. You have to produce food enzymes, then you have to produce ancillary enzymes. And if you cannot produce these enzymes and you don't have an enzyme surplus every day before you go to bed, you are begging for trouble, because it is not only amylase. It is not only amylase to produce, to digest starch that you have to produce in your mouth. It is not only pepsin that you have to produce in the stomach to start the digestion of protein. There are many food enzymes that organs have to produce. But here is the problem. Here again is a problem. Many of these digestive organs are blocked. Even if they produce enzymes, they cannot release enzymes. I treat many people who prefer to drink soda than drink water. Why? Because water makes them nauseous. These are people who cannot produce the enzyme to digest water. We have the particles, we have the molecules to help them produce these enzymes so that they will be able to digest water. And up to today, they are not nauseous. They enjoy water. They enjoy drinking water. This is what we do. We don't just formulate theories and put them out there. We cure diseases in order to make people's lives better.
I want to give a big shout out to Lavette Sanders. She says, I appreciate the pace of this lesson. I have so many notes already. I want to tell you right now, I got all these pages over here. I got my pen. I told y'all to bring your pens and paper. I warned you. We only 20 minutes in. I got them for another 30 minutes. So if you have a question, you can type it in you can just type it in the chat and I'm going to present it. But you need to be taking notes, copious notes. That's why I'm going at this pace and I'm asking the same question several times. Me and Dr. Nartey, this is not our first rodeo. He knows how I get down and throw him alley-oops. I am ready. I am ready. What are we doing? He has it. It's a whole glow for him, right? And so we definitely want to make sure that the family, because this is a strategic conversation. So can everybody type strategic conversation? Or everybody right now to type strategic conversation. So because this is strategy. We're coming to you with information that you didn't have to make sure you can develop a strategy now so the children can be safe. Dr. Nartey, you've been knowing me since 2012. Do I love the children?
Oh boy, yes, big time.
Dr. Nartey, if I got to choose between your grandchild and you, who I'm gonna pick?
Well, that would be a tough one.
I'm going with the grandbaby.
But I'm telling you that my grandchildren are coming along beautifully, and the fact that they are resistant to diseases and they are intelligent and smart in class, I'm telling you, pregnancy management works big time. Don't just become pregnant and bring a child into this world. Do pregnancy management. Intelligent children are not born. They are made.
They are made, and y'all can get that book over on Amazon right now. I'm going to post that link for you, so you'll be able to see that that book on Amazon. I don't want anybody. I'm just going to just let that. Don't worry about trying to get a Prime membership. This is it right here. This is one of several of Dr. Nartey's books. Intelligent Children Are Not Born, They Are Made, a scientific approach to help ensure brilliant problem solving and the healthy development of the children we love. This was back September 2011. What were you doing? I mean, this 9 years ago. This 8.5 years ago, he was already talking about taking care of the babies. This was one of the main reasons why I linked forward and began to champion symptometry, because he had a book that said intelligent children, and they are made. Like, this is the type of family atmosphere. This is the type of people that I want to align on my success team, that we are talking about the babies. What are we, you know what I'm saying? If we ain't talking about the babies, we ain't talking about nothing. Also, I'm going to get back to what to consume. You need this in your arsenal. You should just be going through Amazon, adding these 3 to 4 books immediately. Like, this is how I used to go to the grocery store. I've called Dr. Nartey several times from the grocery store with the book, you know, studying my book. And this book don't leave my house, not at all. So, and of course, the one, you know, one of my all-time, we have so many all-time favorites on here. Where is then there's the vaccine book. Yes, I'm doing a little commercial right now. We're going to get back to we're definitely going to get back to the interview, but I'm just showing you vaccines, merits and demerits. They're getting ready to run a whole play. Dr. Nartey can't say this, but I can. They're going to try to run a whole play on making you get this particular vaccine. You better have this book before this even happens. See, in Chinese medicine or in the Orient, they say the doctor that can, you know, heal medicine or heal an illness when it happens is a good doctor. But the doctor that can heal before the disease even gets in the village, before the disease even gets in the country, that's the type of doctor y'all looking at right now. That's who y'all looking at right now, born June 8th. Same day as Kanye West. I'm going to say that right now. He's not regular. He's not regular now. He's not at all. You're looking at somebody who's doing it like Frank Sinatra said. He's doing it his way. And where is downside of nutrition? My fault. The downside of nutrition. You have to have this. You need to put this in your cart right away. The Untold Truth About the Foods We Love. This is the second version of the cover. I have the original version, but you all need the downside of nutrition. That's immediate. And then I just told some brothers yesterday, if you don't have this particular book on your shelf, an in-depth study of the most complete person, your library is incomplete. Just point blank, period. Your library is incomplete if you do not have this on your library in there. This is a conversation about strategy today. If there's a pandemic, what the president says there is, all the world leaders says there is, then there has to be a strategy. You can't just be out here talking about, I'm gonna just drink this some black seed oil and some Dr. Nartey, stop laughing. Dr. Nartey, stop laughing. Don't do it. See there? He's heard that. You know, people say, I want to drink my black seed oil. I need my black seed oil, and I'm gonna gargle with some salt water, and I'm gonna take some charcoal pills and things like that. Dr. Nartey calls that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Nartey. Hold on, let me come off of this. Let me come off of this page and come back to this. That's called chasing symptoms. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is correct. That is correct.
Tell me the difference between chasing symptoms and root cause therapeutics.
Well, chasing symptoms, for instance, the best analogy is you come to your house and you smell something awful. What is your first reaction? your first reaction is what? To go and buy different sprays and come and spray the house for the house to smell good? Or you do your best, you go in different parts of the body, I mean different parts of the house, to find out what is dead and what is decomposing that is releasing this awful smell. So once you find it, you say, aha, so there was a mouse here that had been dead for quite some time. You take it out, you clear the area, and the source of the smell is gone. This is the difference between root cause therapeutics and symptom treatment. If you treat the symptom, you are leaving the source of the disease still in the body. And when you do this, and the person dies, the source of the disease will contaminate the gene pool. As a result, children that will be born out of this gene pool will have the disease that were treated but were never cured. This is why we have genetic diseases and hereditary diseases. It is now time to cure to remove the sources of diseases from our body so that we don't have a single disease in our body. I don't have a single disease in my body. I'm not growing younger. I'm getting older and I have grandchildren, but I don't have a single disease in my body. My knee does not hurt. My ankle does not hurt. Nothing. And I have hair. I mean, what else do I need? I have everything I want. This is a totally different paradigm. Don't say, oh, well, I have diabetes. What do you have? We all die from something anyway. Well, if that is your attitude, if that is your mindset, then please go to symptom treatment providers. There are many of them out there. They will give you charcoal. They will give you clay. They will give you all kinds of things to treat your symptoms. But the source of the symptom will still be in your body. Symptometry is for those who want the sources of diseases to be identified and removed from the body, including the coronavirus. Thank you.
I want to say that this is why I really rock with Dr. Nartey, because Dr. Nartey, his messages is layered, so you can peel it back and it's still good. You peel it back, it's still good. You peel it back, it's still good. So he was talking about really like physical, tangible things, but he really gave us a jewel on the spiritual realm as well. So for instance, we all know that what I just did, this is Palo Santo, this is a butane flame, and many people will burn sage or Palo Santo to cleanse a room in the beginning of a spiritual ceremony, no matter what. And when you go to the Pope in the Vatican, they coming through with incense, and it's been this way for thousands of years. However, when this goes out, so does the protection. And now you are back susceptible again. You have went around and moved the symptoms, but you didn't go to the root and say, what is the real essence of my spiritual issue? What is the real essence of the spiritual issue? Oh, Dr. Nartey, I was burning sage. I was burning Palo Santo. I had my candle lit. I had it all lit up. You were chasing symptoms. You got to go down to the root. What is this dark force that is trying to attack me or overcome me or bully me? We go back to the example that we used earlier. The coronavirus is a bully. The bully wants to beat me up and take something of mine. And now I have to make sure that I don't want to fight the bully. I want the bully to go away, or I want the bully to die. There's nothing wrong with me wanting the coronavirus to die. I'm not trying to compromise Dr. Nartey, are you trying to compromise with the coronavirus? Are you trying to like negotiate with the compromise? I mean, with the coronavirus? Are you trying to eliminate the coronavirus?
All I want to do is I want to allow the coronavirus to survive, but not to feed on me. Let it go elsewhere. If it, you see, I'm not a selfish person. I know, and I'm not a killer. I want all of us to survive. That is the purpose of life, the purpose of biological health. All of us must survive. So if you cannot find your growth factors in me, I'm allowing you to keep going until you find your growth factors somewhere and have a decent meal.
Wow.
That's it.
Just not in my house, not in my closet.
Thank you. That's it. Keep going.
And then you're going to let nature take its course, because if all of us have no growth factor or food for the bully, then the bully will have to leave.
Exactly. That is the point. Because don't forget, it will leave the humans and go to animals.
Oh,
You know about mosquitoes feeding on the blood of animals also. You know about bats feeding on the blood of animals. There are always many growth factors out there, many food sources out there. Why do you want me? You are not going to get me. And I'm using your platform now to discuss or disseminate scientific enlightenment. Let people be knowledgeable scientifically, instead of just listening to people who keep scaring you like scarecrows. Don't allow yourself to be scared. Get the knowledge. Get the knowledge. Don't eat ice cream. Don't chew ice. Don't put ice in your water. Stay away from sodas. And your cells will have natural interferon. Natural interferon to kill every virus that comes into your body. Natural. This is how I destroy every virus that comes into my body. I want you to do likewise. And the virus will keep going and keep going and keep going.
What about chocolate? What about chocolate, Dr. Nartey? Can somebody ask me to say, does chocolate make the coronavirus grow like ice cream and ice? Are you eating chocolate right now?
No, I will not recommend that somebody eat chocolate. I will not recommend that somebody eat chocolate, because chocolate has casein, and casein is a phosphoprotein. Casein, C-A-S-E-I-N. Okay, there's casein in milk. Okay, and if you have milk chocolate, you have casein, and then you have theobromine, which is a poison. Okay, now if you eat dark chocolate, you don't have casein, but you have theobromine, which is a poison. So either way, you are not winning. The coronavirus produces poison, and you are eating something. So there is no poison is better than another poison. You cannot tell me that, okay, the cyanide in corn is better than rat poison. Poison is poison.
Poison is poison.
Whether it is in chocolate.
Tell it. Go ahead and finish. Go ahead and finish. Go ahead. Get him, Dr. Nartey.
No. Yeah, don't tell me that the cyanide in corn or in apricot is better than rat poison. Poison is poison, because they have chemical bonds, and you have to break these chemical bonds in order to neutralize the poison. If you cannot break the chemical bond, then the poison is going to finish you.
Wait. Oh, what? I don't know which one to go first. Okay, so can your grandchild have, no, we ain't gonna go to the grandchild. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the children. Can your grandchild, in the midst of this pandemic, have corn on the cob? Yes or no?
No. And not only that, they themselves, they will not like it. I see them all the time. I test them all the time, and they all pass the test. They all pass the test. They are not picky eaters. They eat scientifically. And this started when their mother was pregnant. This started when the mother was pregnant. So intelligent children are not born, they are made.
Would you listen to a celebrity telling you about the pandemic at this point right here in your career? If there was a celebrity who was a movie star, you know, Tom Hanks or Idris Elba or Puffy Combs, if I sent you a video and a celebrity was telling you about the pandemic, would you even watch it?
No, you know, they will need more scientific education on the coronavirus, not what scarecrows have been telling them. You know, you need scientific education. You have to know the coronavirus. You have to know, is it a DNA virus? Is it an RNA virus? What is the difference between a DNA virus and an RNA virus? You have to know all these things so that you are not bamboozled by people who know much about virology and applied virology.
Virology. I need you to talk about dead bodies, because you said something about it the other day. The question. So for those of you who want to see what I'm looking at, if I sent you an email, you already have this document. And I told all of you to read this before you came to the live broadcast, okay? We only got about 10 minutes left. I got to let Dr. Nartey go, so I'm going to start opening up for Q&A. You can type your questions in, but if you got my email, you already have, this is a part of writing for the scientific community. This is not his opinion. And there's going to be an updated version that my boss, he knows who my boss is, my boss and his boss told me I have to send out another one. Wait a minute. What are you doing? Whoa. We got to talk over here. Wait a minute. He probably got in trouble. He got me in trouble. But there's going to be another one that I'm going to send out to you all. But read this one first. This information is still correct, but obviously our boss, because we have the answer to this to the queen of all. She says there's going to be an updated version, and I'm going to send it out to you because I want to keep my job. And Dr. Nartey, don't you want to keep your job?
Oh yeah. And the coronavirus also would like to keep his job.
Yeah, we're gonna make it hard for the coronavirus to keep his job. You know,
that is the point. That is the point. Yeah.
Going to be easy. So when a person or animal dies, they should be buried or cremated. Burial or cremation prevents the person's DNA and RNA from turning into viruses. What the hell does that have to do with the pandemic that we got going on now? Why would you even put that as your second point in a scientific journal paper, Dr. Nartey? What's that got to do with anything?
No, it's just because, you know, when we were studying virology, these were points that were not discussed at all. And then we kept asking ourselves, how do viruses come into being? How do viruses? And we found out. You see, viruses abound where dead bodies, cadavers, are left to decompose on the field or in the forest. This is why it is recommended. There are certain countries. I think some parts of Cook County also have forest preserve officers. They go around, they comb the whole forest, and when they see dead animals, they bury them. Because they knew that this is how viruses come into being. So if you want to control the population of viruses for years to come, you better have forest preserve officers or conservation officers who go around and bury carcasses so that viruses don't spread around and then cause disease. You hear about Ebola. There is a wave of Ebola. There's a wave of this, always a wave. You can prevent all these waves by using this scientific information to bury carcasses. They say, okay, the coronavirus started somewhere in China. What happened there? What happened there? And this was in December, at the height, at the peak of carbon dioxide.
The carbonic acid, it had high levels.
That is correct. And you did not bury your chickens, your pigs. Well, you were begging for trouble, because everything that was created, this is where we will segue into religion, into spirituality, not religion, into spirituality. Creation never ends. Never. It transforms. It uses the transformational force to transform to become something else. So if a human being dies and that human being is not buried, there are two nucleic acids in the cells of this human being. We have DNA and we have RNA, and life must continue in a different form. So they take the spontaneous existence of a DNA virus or an RNA virus. So if you don't want this to happen, then bury the person or cremate the person. Thank you.
You got to burn the bodies, y'all. We got to take all types of strategy. Remember what this is. This is a strategy conversation about what to do, how to move on the chessboard during a pandemic. When everybody else is afraid, now you got to go find somebody who is cool, calm, relaxed, scientific, not opinionated, not emotional, not sweating bullets, and not trying to afraid you. I mean, or fear, put you into fear. And that's two different ways. So now you have, so on one side of the fear, they got it from, what's your doctor's name who talks to Trump? Fauci? What's his name?
Dr. Fauci. Dr.
Fauci. So you can't talk about him, but I can. So let me speak on him for a second. I don't understand why he has not told us about growth factors when he has the attention of the whole world looking at him. Dr. Nartey, do you know why he told us? Just do your hands like this. Just do your hands like this. Say, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I don't know why, but this was what shocked me. This was what shocked me. And people are dying in New York by the numbers because the physicians themselves, the nurses themselves, do not know what the growth factors of the coronavirus are. And then you confine the person, you quarantine the person, and you give them ice cream. You quarantine the person, you give them a soda. What else do you expect? Then a statistic. 900 people died one day. 400 people died in one day. Ask yourself, was the treatment worse than the disease? The answer is yes. The treatment was worse than the disease.
Someone had a really quick, and this is another one. Tiffany says Bill Gates seems to be a corona expert. I think Bill Gates, he created Microsoft, right, Dr. Nartey?
That is correct.
Have you ever seen him produce a scientific research document around food or biology, or can he touch gas chromatography? Is that his lane?
No. I don't know whether he hangs out with the right persons, but sometimes he comes up with good ideas. But I don't know who his buddies are. But if he's an expert on the coronavirus, I would like to know about the growth factors of the coronavirus. I would like him to talk about the cell's interferon, the natural ability of the cell to fight back and win and destroy every virus. If you studied virology, you know about interferons. Human cells produce interferons.
Tiffany says, Dr. Nartey, can you talk about beta endorphins, peptides like Oxycontin? how they affect the parasympathetic nervous system?
Well, thank you very much, Tiffany. First of all, you have to know that beta endorphins are produced in the anterior pituitary gland. And they are very, very important when a woman is going to deliver a baby. When I do pregnancy management, I have a chart. I have a chart about the woman's progress. And when the woman is in the 36th week, I start giving them particulates to help them produce a large number of beta endorphins. And they have the baby without any epidural at all, no epidural shot. You know, the pain is less, but it's not too excruciating. And they are able to push the baby, and they have enough energy even after that, after delivery, you know, to even walk around. So we are not magicians, but we use science to produce results. Now, peptides are, they come from proteins, and you have to produce enzymes. You have carboxypeptidase. You have carboxypeptidase that the pancreas must produce. But before that, the stomach must produce pepsin. So if the stomach produces pepsin, then the pancreas produces trypsin, trypepsin, and carboxypeptidase. These are the three ones that they produce. And then the small intestine also produces its share of protein splitting enzymes. Then eventually you are going to have peptides. And these peptides are very, very important in producing enzymes, in producing hormones also. Okay, so you see digestins playing a role in the production of peptides. Oxytocin is very important for child delivery. It's very important because this hormone is critical in bringing the baby into this world. And if a woman does not produce oxytocin, they have to do a C-section. And most of the women whom I do pregnancy management for do not have C-section. Most of them, 150 now, 150, 2 had C-section. 2 had C-section. So 2 out of 115, you math. Thank you very much. And this is how they affect the parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous system is where you have no control, and because you have no control, the body takes over. So you give the body the opportunity to control itself and then make you healthy. So that is the answer to your question, Tiffany.
Thank you. Dr. Nartey, quick question. Do you answer questions like this? Is this taught in the American School of Symptometry?
Yes, it is taught at American School of Symptometry. And as you know, it is in stages and stages and stages. We have the beginners stage, we have the beginners level, intermediary level, and then advanced level. So gradually, you get to know all of these things. So you will speak like me, even better than me, without a book, because you will be well trained.
The American School of Symptometry, MYASOS.org. Okay, MYASOS.org. I'm putting that in the chat, and I also will put it on a banner as well. Matter of fact, I will drop it. I'll just put it all together like that, and then do like that, and then do like that. All right. Please, because someone, Dr. Nartey, says she just signed up for the American School of Symptometry. Keisha just signed up for the American School of Symptometry. Congratulations, Keisha. You getting ready to get it popping. I'm telling you. Also, taking the free e-courses. We are, Dr. Nartey, since everybody is on a quarantine, would this be a good time to take some of the e-courses, free e-courses?
Well, don't take the course because you are quarantined. take the course because you love it, and you use this opportunity not to have any distraction. That would be my best advice. Go ahead and do it. Do it because you love it and because of what you are going to get from it. Because what we teach is not taught anywhere else. Look at what I'm saying about, listen to what I'm saying about applied virology. That is not taught elsewhere. They left out the interferon. They left out the cells, and they are talking about a vaccine when we have a natural ability to fight anything on this planet. Natural ability. And we are not passing this by. Thank you.
How young can a person be? Like if there's a child that's not in school right now, how young can they be to take some of these courses, Dr. Nartey?
Well, we don't go by age, we go by ability to switch paradigm. You know, if you know that you were misled into thinking, into believing that, you know, food will cure diseases, you know, let your food be your medicine, let your medicine be your food, and you are now realizing that the food you are eating is not curing your asthma, the food you are eating is not curing your sleep apnea, and so on and so forth. You have been fooled, you have been misled. And if you are prepared to shift paradigm and then learn source removal therapeutics, root cause therapeutics, which is symptometry, then you are welcome, regardless of your age. Thank you.
One of Dr. Nartey's favorite messages to me is I gotta come off the screen for this one right here. From paradigm to paradigm transition. Listen, from paradigm to paradigm transition. I'm gonna say it one more time. From paradigm to paradigm transition. There's a paradigm of fear and wall of suffering over there. And then there's a paradigm of optimal health over here. But there's a transition that you must go through. You can't just jump over there. You can't just take one thing. So like the queen, she just asked a question. She said, are papaya enzymes good at helping with keeping yourself immune? There are no silver bullets. Yes. I'm going to say there are no bullets.
I studied papain. I studied papain. And one thing I've observed with papain, which is the enzyme in the papaya, is that they have enough nitrogen to remove dead cells in the colon. So they are good for work in the colon. But those people who do not have dead cells in the colon and they eat papaya, they itch a lot. They itch a lot. So papaya is not good for everybody. So we shouldn't say that, okay, papain is in papaya, therefore papaya should be good for everyone. No. As far as the immune system is concerned, those who have a compromised immune system and their immune system is compromised from their colon, they will benefit from papaya, but not from somebody who has a compromised immune system from the chest area, from the lung area, or from the liver area. That is the difference. Thank you.
Dr. Nartey, I'm going to go into your family business a little bit now, okay?
Yes, okay.
You are from Africa, correct?
Yes.
Your family, what is your family's background when it comes to herbs and herbalism?
They have been herbalists all the time. All of them have been herbalists, and they also drove me into herbalism. And until I realized that I could not cure my disease, and then I decided to shift. I decided to use science, and most of my cousins are now dead, and some of them were suffering from palpitation, and they could not use herbs to cure their palpitation. And by the time they got to me, it was too late. Others were paralyzed from the waist down, and the herbs are good up to a point. Herbs are good up to a point. Then you have to go science. You have to use science. You must go scientific, because if you continue with herbs the way we started, it's a family tradition. It's a family tradition to be an herbalist, to be a shaman. It's a family tradition. But if you cannot cure your high blood pressure, if you cannot cure your diabetes, if you cannot cure your hemorrhaging, if you cannot cure your hemorrhoids and all that, then you have to think twice about what you have been doing. And then they stuck to their guns, they stuck there, and unfortunately, they are not here with us anymore.
So, if you have a lot of people sing songs as a way to cure a person, have you ever listened to a really good said, I'm gonna sing this song so we can heal you? And somebody said herbs are the healing of the nation. Now, has that been scientifically proven, Dr. Nartey, yes or no?
Well, I spent time deconstructing milk thistle. I spent time deconstructing oregano. I deconstructed many herbs. Okay, you have to know how to use certain herbs. Don't generalize them, because if you do, you'll be making a mistake. Some herbs are good for certain items. For instance, I can give you milk thistle right now. People use milk thistle to cleanse their liver. Well, I will not go that far. If a person has a fatty liver, how can milk thistle cleanse their liver? You have to remove fat first. This is the scientific dimension that should be added to herbalism. I have a background in herbalism. Therefore, I know what I'm talking about. But if you only stick to herbs, then you have a problem.
Herbs. This is from my teaching in symptometry. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Herbs are not small enough to penetrate the walls of cells. You have to use subatomic particles, which is why symptometry uses subatomic particles to penetrate the walls of the cells, because herbs are molecules, and molecules cannot penetrate the walls of cell to get to the root of the real issue. Am I close with what I just said, Dr. Nartey?
Well, since 2012, your memory is good.
So did I pass?
Okay.
Did I pass that one?
Yes, your memory is good. But let me break it down. Let me break it down. You know, herbs are molecules. Okay. Don't forget that homeopathy started with the use of herbs. Okay. Dr. Hahnemann, the founder of homeopathy, decided that herbs were too big. They needed something smaller. So he invented succussion to reduce the herb into atomic particles. This was how belladonna was able to cure 300 more diseases than belladonna, the plant itself. Okay, it's able to cure 150 when it is turned into subatomic particles compared to milk thistle as the plant, as the herb. So you can turn vegetation into subatomic particles, and they work better, they work faster, because there is electrical energy, there is thermal energy, there is magnetic energy, and there's nuclear energy. So that makes a big difference. Thank you.
There's levels to this, ladies and gentlemen. I did say, come on, and we're going to talk about the pandemic and what our strategy is. But like I said, with Dr. Nartey, you can keep peeling it back, and it keep getting better and better. It gets sweeter. He like a watermelon. He like a seeded watermelon from Georgia. You got the rind on the outside. The closer you get to the heart, he gets sweeter and sweeter. Now, or he like a cinnamon bun. You know, I don't know whether your cinnamon bun got a little too much sugar right now, but you all know when we eat a cinnamon bun, we want to get to the middle. The middle part is Dr. Nartey. The middle part of the watermelon is Dr. Nartey. You got to just keep on going, just keep peeling it back. This is from this 8 years of my experience, and I can go get you several particulate bottles here at my house. Like, That's all that's here. Is and people come to my house coughing and all that. I'd be like, hey, hold it. What you got going on? We have to switch some things up here. We don't do that. We don't do that around here. We got a fortress over here, because once you start implementing the scientific eating technology, because now I call symptometry a technology. I used to call it a way of life. Now it's a technology. It's an advanced form of technology. When you apply this to your life, you start to form this fortress around your health. And as I have said, I told y'all 3 things you need on this world. You need to make sure you stay in contact with the creator, have a strong immune system, and have plenty of money. These 3 things right here can help you have an enjoyable life. If you're not with the creator, if you got a weak immune system, you ain't even got to worry about number 3. You ain't gonna have no money. If you got a weak immune system, then you can't even go out and work a job, or you can't be creative. This is a strategy for us to be more creative. That's what I'm here about. Somebody was asking, can y'all please keep the questions into the pandemic? We do have some other ones. Oh, one more thing you said, like somebody asked a question at the very top of the hour. Why are vegetarians sick? Now hold on before you answer. Now me, I know some vegetarians, and I know some people who used to be vegetarians. I have some very good friends who are vegetarians, but vegetarians got like an ego. Like they look at me like Russell Simmons looks at me like I'm the devil. He like I kill. Like if you don't eat no meat, that'll solve everything in the world. So if that's the case, then a vegetarian shouldn't get sick. But Dr. Nartey, you said that vegetarians are sick right now. And I know that you treat vegetarians, because symptometry is you treat meat eaters and vegetarians, right?
That is correct. That is correct. And I treat, there are different levels of vegetarians. I mean Indians who are natural born vegetarians. Okay, and then I treat many non-Indians who are not natural born vegetarians, and they became vegetarians because they could not digest meat anymore. That's why they became vegetarians. So the truth is producing enzymes, and nobody ever brought this to their attention. Okay, there are certain vegetables that they cannot also digest, and when they take their shirt, when they take off their blouse, their skin has absorbed a lot of the digest. You see so many black spots on their skin. You see that they've started losing melanin. Melanin on their skin in certain parts of their skin, where certain parts of their skin have become lighter. This is because they are not producing enzymes to digest certain foods. It's reacting to their situation. Okay, so what we do is this: when you bring this to our attention, what we do is we'll advise you to eat certain vegetables and cook certain vegetables. If you cannot cook certain vegetables, or you cannot steam them, then there is nothing else we can do for you, because a plant or vegetation also has DNA. It also has RNA. And a plant is stationary. It does not run away from its enemies. So the enemy will get it and it will destroy it, or it will strip off its factories called cells in the leaves. So what does the plant do in order to protect itself? It produces poisons. It produces toxic alkaloids. And if you are going to eat plants or vegetation without breaking down the chemical bonds or the covalent bonds of these poisons, you are going to cause a lot of trouble. So if your skin is dry, well, you are free to moisturize it, but the source of the dryness is in what you have been eating. So I have no problem with vegetarians. I have no problems with people who eat one meal a day, 2 meals a day, or people who fast. That's not a problem. Is scientifically, if there is a poison that you are ingesting, are you breaking the chemical bonds, the covalent bonds, the hydrogen bonds of these poisons. You are drinking coffee. There is theobromine in coffee. All right. If you produce the enzyme, the double covalent bonds, coffee will not have an effect on you. So it depends on the kind of enzymes you are producing. So don't say that you are a vegetarian because it is hype to be a vegetarian. You are a vegetarian because you cannot produce enzymes to digest flesh. And there are enzymes to digest flesh. Flesh is collagen. You have to produce enzymes to digest it. If you cannot, now you are going to digest cellulose. Here is the question. Do you produce the enzyme called cellulase to digest the different types of cellulose that you are ingesting? If you don't, you have a problem as a vegetarian. This is why many vegetarians are as sick as meat eaters. Thank you.
Lori says, Dr. Nartey has particulates and molecules so that your body can produce the enzymes. We want you to be in the enzyme surplus. The coronavirus ain't looking for enzymes. The coronavirus is looking for carbonic acid. Okay? We want the coronavirus to just ease on down the road. We don't want to be a meal for somebody. I don't want anybody that's not a woman. I only want a woman chewing on me. That's it. I don't want nobody else chewing on me. I don't want no virus. That's just me, Dr. Nartey. I can say that. I don't want nobody else chewing on me. The sister says, I was vegan for a very long time, felt great at first, then started to feel worse over time. I made a lot of changes to my nutrition, and I'm mostly plant-based, following the symptometry lifestyle, and I have seen a major difference in my health, athletic performance, muscle mass and definition, clarity, etc., since eating the symptometry way. Danielle Miranda. Yes.
Oh, yes. I know her. Yes. Uh-huh.
Right. Now, you know that I got to get this last one in too for the record. Somebody said, oh, you don't like, this is a popular vegetarian I know, as you say, I won't call names today. And they said, you don't need meat. You're addicted to the taste and to the taste and texture. What do you say to vegetarians who say, oh, you don't need meat, you're just addicted to the taste and the texture? What you got to say to that, Dr. Nartey?
All right. I will tell you right now that there are certain amino acids that flesh has and amino acids that plants do not have. One of them is phenylalanine. Alanine abounds in flesh, especially lamb, goat meat, moose, and caribou. Phenylalanine abounds in these flesh foods. There is less phenylalanine in fish. In plants, there is phenylalanine in wheat germ. There is phenylalanine in peanuts. Okay. Now here is the question: if you want to eat peanuts, are you going to activate the gene? Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. If you eat peanuts, are you going to activate the gene for acne? Are you going to activate the gene for cyst? This is the problem. Are you producing enough enzymes for the saturated fat in the peanuts, in addition to other health disruptors? If you do, then go ahead and eat peanuts once in a while. But if you don't produce these enzymes, then I will advise you to do something else. you come to symptometry, we have some particulates, we have some molecules for memory, we have some more particulates and molecules also for to produce serotonin. That helps a lot, okay, for those who are vegetarians but would not like to eat peanuts because they do not want to activate certain genes, okay? So it is not that you have to eat because you have a vegan, but you want to make sure that by eating certain plant-based foods, you don't activate certain genes in you. That is the difference.
You know, somebody was going to ask about eat right for your blood type. Now, hold on, we're going to keep this in the context of where we are as far as strategy for a pandemic. Because I haven't seen this doctor say anything about his methodology of eating right for your blood type for an answer to the pandemic that we are in. And I do not, I also, after the book, I really haven't seen him with a lot of testimonies of, you know, the things. I see a lot of people, we skip from thing to thing. That's what we do in the United States. We skip from thing to thing all the time. That sounds right and has very good marketing. The reason I brought Dr. Nartey on is because Dr. Nartey is, as I claim, the best healthcare you've never heard of. Everybody's always asking about what you have heard of versus asking more questions of what you haven't heard of. You should go ask the doctor, take notes from Dr. Nartey, then go to see the doctor, see the person who wrote Eat Right for Your Type, and ask him the questions that you just got from the information you got from Dr. Nartey. Or you can empty your cup and then you can go experiment for yourself. Because I had already tried vegetarian, vegan, raw food, eat right for your blood type, but I am going to go try it myself. I'm going to try it myself, and then I'm going to come back and tell you the results. And Dr. Nartey was his own, he tried everything with himself first. His grandchildren, boom, that was the prenatal care of symptometry that he had to use on his own family first before he went somewhere else. So I'm going to let him answer this question, but I want to encourage us as a family to start asking other people a lot about their system. We're giving you education right now that's activating your DNA. Your DNA knows this information. That's why you've been on here so long and you're just listening and you're just like, wow, none of this sounds foreign to you. None of you have said, everybody's comments in the chat has been like, yes, this is, oh, wow, this is wonderful. But nobody's like, wow, this is foreign, because it's resonating with who you are. It's resonating with who you are. So she says, I was told I should not eat red meat or wild meat because of her blood type. And I think she read it. I don't know that she knows the doctor. So if you don't know the doctor, did the doctor himself who wrote the book tell you that? Or did someone who read the book tell you that? Because right now, I'm at the source. I'm talking to the author. I ain't talking to somebody who read a book and then was like, oh, well, the book says you shouldn't do this. Now, Dr. Nartey, would you please address Eat Right for Your Blood Type, or however you want to get into this right here, please?
Yes. I've had many men and women who came to symptometry, and because of their situation, and most of them brought in their blood test results. They submitted their blood test results, and then I realized that some of them had very small white blood cells, very small white blood cells. Others had very small red blood cells, and a few more had a low platelet. There were two who could not. There was one who had a tooth extracted, and she bled for hours. Okay, so I'm just giving you a variety of enthusiasts of the for your blood type who contacted symptometry in order to address the source of their problem. The source of their problem was fundamental and basic. They were not producing specific enzymes. They were not. So, if they could not eat meat because they were not producing certain enzymes, meat tasted awful in their mouth, but here you are. For how long have you been eating for your blood type? Oh, 7 years. And your platelet count has not improved in 7 years. So, is there something wrong in this picture? You have been eating for your blood type. You have been eating for your blood type for 8 years. And your white blood cell count has been below average for some time. Your hemoglobin count has been below average for some time. Your hematocrit has been below average for some time. Is there something wrong with this picture? Okay, this is what I bring to your attention. I tell you that this is what we have to do. If you're in this situation, I will advise you to cook meat a certain way. How do you cook meat? They will tell me how they cook meat. I tell them point blank, you are wrong. You don't know it. And this is how you cook meat. Many people don't know how to cook meat, and they blame meat. They blame meat for their troubles. Well, if you cook meat for less than 2 hours, you are not going to get all the amino acids from meat. You are not going to get them because they are covalent bonds, double, triple chemical bonds that must be broken. And only 2 hours will not be enough to break these bonds in order to release the amino acids. So you are losing all these amino acids. So if you are impoverishing your cells, it is not because certain meats are bad, it's because you don't know how to cook. So I taught them how to cook meat. And I said, please don't eat a whole bowl or don't eat so many pieces of meat. No. Because you are reintroducing yourself into the meat clan, what you must do is eat only a tiny piece. Eat only a tiny piece once a week. Once a week. And this is what, and then their blood test showed remarkable difference, remarkable improvement. So you have to know what to eat. But eating for your blood type takes you away from the enzyme world. It takes you away from the enzyme world, and this is a mistake. This is why you will not be able to cure your diseases until you die. You'll be eating for your blood type by staying away from certain foods. There are certain foods that you should not because of the toxic alkaloids and poison. Okay, for instance, I will not advise anyone to eat apples. Okay, so if you don't eat for your blood, if you eat for your blood type and you stay away from certain fruits, there must be a reason for it. You are not producing enzymes to digest formic acid in the apples. You are not producing enzymes to digest arsenic in apples. Those who produce these enzymes can eat apples and not have any at all. Okay, so let's look at your blood test first. Always look at the blood test. If you leave out a person's blood test, you are going to miss the point. Look at the blood test, examine it, and then trace it down to its source. The source is the person has not been producing enzymes. And all of them are now very happy with their results. My platelets have never been that, and now they're above average. Okay? The alkaline phosphatase in the liver enzymes have never been so good. Now they are better. Why? Because they are being mindset. So don't just go to bed with, oh, well, I don't have to eat this, I don't have to eat this because it's not good for my blood type. First of all, you must know why you had this particular blood type. This is why we do pregnancy management, in order to take people away from certain blood types. You have a certain blood type because of the antigen that is sitting on the red blood cells. Why is the antigen sitting on that red blood cells? That's why your blood type is different from the other blood type. Are you type O negative or type O positive? If it is positive, it is because the antigen is sitting on the cell, on the red blood cell. So you have to know how to do it. And there's a technical know-how. We are not just making this available to the world. The School of Symptometry in order to do this. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me answer a couple of these questions. Somebody said, is this show on my YouTube station? All of the interviews are on my Blog Talk Radio. So you can go over to Blog Talk Radio /Khayr, or you can type in Symptometry and Blog Talk and Khayr, and you'll see a big list. And you also can go over to relaxationisthekey.com and click on Symptometry right here in the middle, and you can just scroll down and you will have, this is how we used to do it. I just haven't changed it because it says a live podcast every second and fourth Tuesday at 8 p.m. Like we used to get down on this in 2012, 2013. We have over 100 because this was edited. We was doing every Tuesday at 8 o'clock for 104 weeks in a row. We might have took off for Christmas and maybe something else, but we did over 100. I know it's at least 115 blog talk shows minimum, and that is 2 and 3 hours at the least that we all did. So when you would just scroll down, you'll see the definition of symptometry, philosophy and concepts. Oh no, over here on this page. Yes, that's what I meant to do. Coming back over here, jump that down so I can see. Okay, and so then
coach, I'm not taking the wind out of your sail. I have two questions here that I would like to answer quickly. I will read them out, and then I will answer them. But go on with your platform.
Okay, so just really quick, when you go over here, you just you'll see the shows, and you just come over here, and then you just click. I'm just gonna do open in the new tab, and the show will be right there for you. This was the very first show 8 years ago. Oh, we're not gonna play. Yeah, but this was the first show, Symptometry, the ultimate healthcare you've never heard of. This is where I would suggest everyone start. Okay, this is why I would just say, because this was me. I was not a practitioner. I just heard about it the Monday before. I heard about it the day before. On a Monday, I was driving my car. They said, interview this guy tomorrow. I interviewed him the next day, and then it was over from there. So, and this was Ladies Night. Ladies Night was next. The first 3 shows are so important for your foundation and your strategy. So, yes, Symptometry Ladies Night. You just type in Symptometry Ladies Night. Dr. Nartey is looking at the screen like, wow, 8 years ago?
That is true. Yeah.
We've been doing this. So, and then it just, everything, sex addiction and masturbation, autism, vaccines, alkaline and vegetarian diet, really healthy. How do you cure everything? Erectile dysfunction, ginger tonic formula, marijuana addiction. This was a big show right here. The marijuana addiction, the erectile dysfunction, and the masturbation and sex addiction show really blew the roof off of things. And then we just kept going after that. The blood type diet, we went into astrology, the success particulate, cigarettes, nicotine, blood moving at the speed of light. Oh my God, that was amazing. Dreams, infidelity, your partner cheating on you, bad breath, dyslexia, fasting, mental health, prostate cancer, lupus, herpes, and all STDs. This show was so big we had to do 2 of them. That's like 5 hours of content. What is a particulate? Bye-bye eczema, rosacea, and acne. It just goes on and on. I only have 70. Look, show 45, and it just kept going on for that. So please just Google it, and we have tons of things on there for you. Dr. Nartey, you said somebody had a question. Can you was it about the itch? Was it this one right here? The itching wanted clarification?
Yes, Daniel had a question about itching and wanted clarification if the symptom is caused by itching or parasites. What that and question is. Okay, all right. Okay. I also have another question from Daniel here, but let me combine these 2 questions. Okay. Itching, the skin uses a lot of sulfur. The skin uses a lot of sulfur, and there are B vitamins and amino acids that carry sulfur. Okay, so there are 2 ways. There are 2 types of itching. You have natural itching, and then you have parasite-induced itching. So natural itching occurs when the amino acids and the B vitamins and sulfur are getting low and low and low on the skin. Now, the parasite-induced itching is when the poisons of the parasite is depleting some of the sulfur, some of the vitamins, and some of the amino acids. So these are the 2 we have. Okay. So the second part of Daniel's question is, why do pandemics like COVID-19 happen every 10 years? Well, if you don't want this to happen, first of all, everything moves in cycle. We have the 12-year cycle and we have the 10-year cycle. The 10-year cycle is shorter. The 12-year cycle goes much longer. So if usually 10 years is, I think, is too limited in scope. I would prefer between 10 and 12, between 10 and 12. Okay, they are not like the moon that moves in certain cycles. Okay, they are very dependent on the air current. They are very dependent, you see, and if the air current is stronger, depending on their growth factors, if their air currents are stronger every 10 years. So my point is, I'm not interested in getting the focus on the cycle, but to stop the cycle from taking place. Like in Africa, you have to stop the Ebola virus cycle. Okay, in South America, you have to stop the Zika virus cycle. We must stop the coronavirus cycle. And how do we do this? I already suggested what you must do in order to stop the cycle. So the cycle will continue to happen or to occur because the same mistakes are being made. So let us stop making these mistakes. That is the answer to the pandemic cycle. Tiffany asks, how does the endoplasmic reticulum protect the body from radiation? We have 2 kinds of reticulum. The endoplasmic, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and then we have the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So she generalized by saying endoplasmic reticulum. The rough endoplasmic reticulum protects us from bacteria. Endoplasmic reticulum teams up with the cell to protect us from viruses. So that is the difference. So they play different roles. That's why one is called rough, the other one is called smooth. That is the answer to Fanny's question. Now, asked specifically about radiation. She asked specifically about radiation. We have different sources of radiation, so I don't know what kind of radiation she's talking about. We have gamma rays, we have radiation from X-rays, we have radiation from microwave rays, we have radiation for other rays. So I don't know what kind of radiation she's referring to. But if she wants to protect, if she wants to help all the cellular organelles to protect the cells from radiation, this is what I do myself. This is what I do. I help my cells to produce an enzyme that neutralizes all radiation. This is why I don't have any problem in front of when I go to a dentist office. I have to submit myself to an X-ray in a hospital because my cells will by the X-ray. Okay, so this is something I will advise. I told you earlier on that start symptometry for you, for myself, because I wanted to solve this, which is very adversarial and very problematic. And then now the whole world is benefiting from the knowledge that I've used to protect myself and to advance scientific knowledge. Thank you.
Whew. My cup runneth over. That's what I would like to say at this particular time, that as usual, you got to put your, I don't know if it was Dr. Nartey or somebody, but it could have been you when you said the nature of the universe is curiosity. Did you say that?
That is correct. That is correct.
The nature of the universe is curiosity, but you have to be careful in curiosity, because you need a discerning, you have to have some forms of discernment, so you're not just swallowing whatever. You know, Bill Gates is not my expert in this. He may have the most money and spent the most money, but I don't know him like that. I don't know him like that. I have some other things that are going on in the background right now that I also need to go tend to. So, Dr. Nartey, would you please let people know how to get in contact with you, where they can find you, and where they can get some more information about connecting with symptometry?
Yes, to contact me, you contact Symptometry first, because even though I founded Symptometry, I'm now subject to the policies of Symptometry. So that's a good thing. You contact Symptometry at 708-691-4977. Or if I've treated you before, then you have access to my email address so that you have direct access to me. But this always starts with a telephone number. And even if you are busy, we will always return the call. We've been doing all the time. The website is www.symptometry.com, and there is academics at symptometry.org. Academics at the American School of Symptometry.org. Academics at the American School of Symptometry.org. So this is the best way to contact me, and I will make sure that I have some time for you, because you are equally important. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nartey, for giving us this clarity, for giving us your understanding, giving us your expertise. And I just really appreciate it while we are here in these challenging times, that you are still champion, where we are right now. And yes, please, everyone, just go and check out Symptometry. That's the phone number. And just want to thank everybody, and God bless everyone, and we'll talk to you soon. All right. Thank you, Dr. Nartey. Peace.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you for listening.
Okay.